Imagine discovering one day that one emotion has quietly disappeared from the human experience. Not anger, fear, or love, but shame. No one feels embarrassed or humiliated. No one lies awake replaying something awkward they said 10 years ago. At first, this might sound like freedom. But would a world without shame be more authentic or completely unhinged? Welcome to Thought Experiment. Shame is one of the most uncomfortable emotions we experience. It burns. It lingers. It makes us want to hide. Psychologists believe shame evolved for a reason. It acts like a social alarm system. It tells us when we have crossed a line, when we've hurt someone, when we risk being rejected by our tribe. Without shame, that alarm would go silent. Imagine conversations with zero filters. People say exactly what they think all the time. No hesitation, no internal editing. Employees insult bosses. Friends reveal brutal truths. Family dinners become emotional danger zones. Social media becomes even more ruthless because no one feels bad afterward. At first, honesty skyrockets, but empathy may quietly collapse. A world without shame could unleash extraordinary courage, but it could also unleash extraordinary selfishness. Now imagine politics. In many ways, we are already living with politicians without shame, when leaders no longer feel embarrassment for broken promises, public scandals, or obvious contradictions. Something subtle but dangerous happens. Accountability shifts from being an internal moral pressure to a purely external game of optics and survival. Our current president knows no shame, never apologizes, never admits uncertainty, never steps down after failure. The cult interprets this as strength. Opponents see it as moral erosion. Shameless leadership normalized behavior that once shocked the public conscience. The tone at the top shapes the emotional climate of an entire nation. If the most powerful figures show no capacity for remorse or reflection, citizens begin to mirror that posture in everyday life. Politics has become less about responsibility and more about dominance. When shame disappears from power, trust quietly disappears from society. Without shame, apologies become rare. Why say sorry if you don't feel the sting of regret? Why reflect if nothing inside you feels broken? Shame is one of the invisible forces that keeps human behavior human. It softens our rough edges. It reminds us we belong to each other. Yet shame can also be destructive. Toxic shame convinces people they are unworthy. It silences creativity. It traps people in cycles of fear and perfectionism. Entire lives are lived in quiet self-doubt because of it. So maybe the real question is, what if we could redesign shame? Imagine a world with no humiliation but still deep responsibility. No social cruelty but still emotional awareness. No fear of being imperfect but still the desire to grow. Shame, at its worst, shrinks the human spirit. But at its best, it keeps us connected to one another. If shame vanished tomorrow, would we finally feel free? Or would we slowly forget what it means to care how our actions affect the people around us? What do you think? Would a world without shame be liberation or the beginning of emotional chaos? Let me know in the comments.